Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Farah, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about my journey going from zero to working at big tech in a cybersecurity role. It's been a while since I came on here, so let me give you a little bit of a life update before I begin. Over a year ago, I joined Meta as a security analyst for their bug bounty program. So I relocated to London for this role and I am working from there, but currently I'm back home for a few weeks. So that's why you see this background, but in the upcoming videos, you might see a new background. I have talked about my journey going from mass media to cybersecurity a bunch of times on different podcasts and interviews, but I wanted to tell my story on my channel and share it with all of you in my way. Before we get into this video, I do want to preface it by saying that this video is sponsored by Snyk. As AI tools become a bigger part of our development process, we also need to make sure that the code they produce is secure, and that's where Snyk comes in. Snyk is the ultimate security tool for developers. It helps you find and fix vulnerabilities in your code, in your dependencies and containers. And with Snyk, you can easily secure your AI generated code so you can get peace of mind and only focus on building your awesome projects. Plus, Snyk also recently released a collaboration with TryHackMe. You can check out the Snyk code and Snyk open source rooms to explore real world scenarios, helping you find and fix vulnerabilities so you can enhance your security skills. You can get started with free for Snyk by going to snyk.co/Farah. And with that, let's get into the video. When I got introduced to cybersecurity, it was actually when I was pursuing my degree in mass media. I was in the second year of my college, and my degree mostly focused on things like PR, advertising, and a little bit of journalism. But the course was super outdated. It wasn't really keeping up with the times, and there wasn't a lot of practicality involved around studying. This made me a little bored with the course, and I needed something more challenging because I felt like this is not what I want to do with my life. And that's when I started exploring some other avenues for my career. I wanted to get into something tech related, but I didn't know exactly what. I got a suggestion from my dad to get into cybersecurity because it seemed like an upcoming career path, and I decided to explore it. When I made that decision, I didn't really know that it would end up actually becoming my career. I thought I was just exploring it and maybe it would work and maybe it would not. I signed up to a local training institute in Mumbai where I lived at that time, and they had a course on ethical hacking. The way they introduced ethical hacking to me was super interesting. I was very impressed by how much of an impact it's causing on the real world. It had the right amount of challenge and fun, which made me super interested to learn more. But the course itself did not teach me much. It was super theoretical. I learned a lot of things about like what different ports are and a few basic web hacking techniques and how to use Burp Suite a little bit, but nothing too much in detail. And they also suggested me to do a certification called CEH, which is Certified Ethical Hacker. And since I was new to the industry and I didn't really know what's what, I decided to do that certificate. But looking back, I would not have done that certification, and neither would I recommend anyone to do it at this point, because again, that certification is super theoretical. So if I was starting again, I would not do that certification, and I would not recommend anyone to do it as well. The good thing about that training institute was that they also had clients that they did pen testing for. They went to colleges and to corporates to give seminars on cybersecurity and hacking. And they said to me that if I worked with them for 3 months after completing my course, they would give me an unpaid internship certificate. So I did end up doing that for more than 3 months. I think I did that for around 10 months. And I picked up a lot of skills here and there, mostly from the work experience. Even though it was unpaid, I felt like I learned a lot. And since I was new, I knew that I would not get a paid internship straight away. And doing a bit of free work while I was still pursuing my degree was okay for me. In those 10 months of experience, I got the most basic knowledge of web attacks. I also assisted on some audits that we performed for corporates like ISO 27K and CISA. I also assisted on seminars that they gave in colleges and corporates on cybersecurity and internet safety, basically how to keep yourself secure from a corporate perspective. But again, I want to emphasize that this was just surface level knowledge of a lot of different verticals. But it was important for me because it helped me decide that I am more interested in the web attacks and I'm more interested in pen testing than I am doing audits or doing seminars for colleges and corporates. After spending some time at that place, I decided that I need to start finding paid internships and paid work, which then led me to this company called AppSecure. They offered paid internships to students for 6 months and they only focused on pen testing. So while I worked at AppSecure, I did pen testing for a lot of web apps and a lot of mobile apps. I think I picked up most of my skills at that internship because I learned a lot about web hacking. I learned how to use Burp Suite very well, which is something that I even use to this date daily in my job. It's so necessary if you're working in a web-focused security role. The owner of that company at that point was Anand Prakash, who was a very famous bug bounty hunter. He had found bugs on like Uber, Facebook, Tinder, and it was super inspiring to see something like that. Before that point, I always thought that bug bounty was something that was only for the super talented hackers and it wasn't something that I could get into. But seeing someone that was so close to me doing and being successful in bug bounties motivated me a lot. So after that internship ended, I started looking for jobs, and meanwhile I started doing some bug bounties. I got a few bounties. I think my first bounty was $100, and then I started posting about my bug bounties on LinkedIn, hoping that a recruiter will reach out to me and offer me a job. At that point, I also started picking up a lot of new skills like coding. I started reading a lot of blogs on bug bounty, and I have made a video about this in the past, so go check it out. This was basically everything that I was doing for a few months when I was looking for a job after the internship. I also started applying to every role that I saw and interviewed a lot. I think I gave about 20 interviews and I got 2 offers, which were all right, but I still kept looking. I also at that point decided to start my YouTube channel because when I started posting about my bounties on LinkedIn, a lot of people asked me how I did it and what resources I used, and I thought a YouTube channel would be a good way to have a side project on my resume and also share with a lot of people that wanted to know what bug bounties were like. My YouTube channel started growing pretty quickly, and I also became very active on Twitter, started engaging with the bug bounty community a lot, and this led to Bugcrowd noticing me. They featured me on one of their blogs, on a community spotlight blog, and they also gave me an opportunity to be a part of a panel for their Level Up conference. After working once or twice with the Bugcrowd folks, I got a reach out from the head of triage at Bugcrowd, who said that they were looking for someone in India and they hadn't hired before in India, but they wanted someone to be a part of their triage team. And because they had worked with me before and they had seen my YouTube channel, they felt like the skills were a good match. So I interviewed with Bugcrowd and ended up getting the offer from them. I worked at Bugcrowd for around 3 years and my work was mainly triage. I was triaging reports sent in by bug bounty hunters to different programs that Bugcrowd had. So for 3 years, I was remotely working from India for Bugcrowd, and they also ended up hiring more people in India after me. With Bugcrowd, I also got the opportunity to participate in a live hacking event as a triager. So they flew me and a couple of other triagers out to Vegas for their annual live hacking event. And at that point, I started meeting a lot of people of the industry that I had only previously met on Twitter, because if you don't know, DEF CON is that one conference where everyone in the industry from all around the world comes together, and a lot of people that you see on Twitter or you see writing blogs will all be at DEF CON and you get to meet them in person. So I met someone at the live hacking event who was working at Facebook at the time, and they told me about the security analyst role, and they said that they were expanding their team a little bit and asked me if I was looking for a change and if I wanted a referral. The role seemed like a really good match because it was also related to bug bounty and triage, which I had been doing for the last 3 years, and the role was in London. So if I got the job, I would have to relocate to London. After they referred me, I got a reach out from the recruiter who set up all my interviews. I gave about 5 interviews before I passed, and then I joined Meta as a security analyst for their bug bounty team. This happened around a year ago. I want to say that the triaging at Bugcrowd is very different from the triaging that we do at Meta. When I was triaging at Bugcrowd, it was mostly for companies that had their own security teams and their own way to fix things. So I never really got to see what happens to a bug after it gets triaged. You pretty much triage the bug, send it to the company, and they handle it after that. But at Meta, it's very different. We of course handle everything. We work with the product teams to fix those bugs. We also decide on what to pay. It's a job that's way more than just triage, because we also own all the expansions to the program if we want to do private bounties. So it is very different, but that's basically my journey from going from zero to cybersecurity at a big tech company. So a few learnings that I have from all of this and things that I would change if I were to start again. I would firstly not do CEH. And I think a good thing for people starting out in cybersecurity is to explore a few different domains before deciding what you want to do. Cybersecurity has so much to offer. You can do blue teaming, red teaming, you can do incident response and forensics, you can do malware analysis. So figure out what you like to do by experimenting with few different things. That's what I did, and figured out that I like web security the most. Another important thing that I learned from my journey is to put myself out there. I think starting my YouTube channel and being active on social media and engaging with the community did wonders for my career. And you don't have to do a YouTube channel if you don't want to. You can write blogs or just generally engage with the community on Twitter or on LinkedIn and make your work known. Put yourself out there so people know about your work and can give you things like referrals or just approach you if they have an opening because they know you're a good fit for the role. And that's pretty much all I had for this video. That's been my journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I want to start being more regular. I really miss making YouTube videos. I don't have too many excuses to give you other than moving countries has been pretty hectic and I didn't get a lot of time to continue YouTube while I was doing that. But now I think I have settled in and I'm able to continue this. So please let me know what you would like to see from my channel and I will try to make more videos. But thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!